Well, today on the show, we welcome a man who made sports history last year when he pitched 59 consecutive scoreless innings for his team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. He beat the record that was held by a former Dodger, Don Drysdale. Well, he took his team to the World Series where they won, and he also took home the Most Valuable Player award. Now he's written a book about 1988, a year that would be sensational in anyone's book. It's called Out of the Blue, and today we welcome to the show Orel Hershiser. And Orel, I think the title of the book, Out of the Blue, is pretty much synonymous with the way you enter the baseball scene. Seems like you came out of the bullpen or out of nowhere and started pitching well for the Dodgers. How long have you been with the Dodgers?
Since 1983 in the big leagues. I did kind of come out of the blue. My sophomore year I was 19-3, and the next couple of years I was 500, and then we stumble upon the great year of '88.
Do you remember the first time you actually pitched in Dodger Stadium?
I can remember that specifically against the San Francisco Giants, I think, and it was fantastic.
Well, how'd you do, by the way?
I can't really even remember how I did that particular outing. You know, my very first outing was September 1, 1983. I got called up to Montreal Olympic Stadium, flew from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that night I was in the game. And I can remember the three hitters that I faced, in Gary Carter, and Tim Wallach, and in Al Oliver. And
Three of the best.
Yeah, it was three pretty tough ones. Being a praying man, when I came up and looked up off the rubber up at Gary Carter, I wanted to turn around back down and start praying some more.
I don't blame you a bit. What does it take to be a top-notch pitcher in the major leagues? Is ability number one? I've always heard it's a mind game as well, though.
Well, I think that everybody up there has the ability, and they've funneled out to all the guys that don't have enough ability. But once you get up there to succeed on a daily basis, I think a lot of it is mental and staying up with your work habits and trying to stay up physically so you avoid injury. And when you go out there to let down mentally at all, I think that the guy next to you, if he's crisp that night, he's going to beat you.
All us armchair cleanup hitters here who watch baseball on television, you know, we always have a dream, especially the guys, of being down the field and playing Major League Baseball. Say you take the average baseball fan out of the stands, put him on the field, how's he going to do?
I don't think he's going to do real well. I don't think he could even catch my fastball, more or less hit it. And that's not to try and brag about it. That's just to say that I think that's the kind of things that we make look so easy out there. The grace and the poise of the players out there is tremendous. It's amazing the ability just to jump that was from A ball to the big leagues, double A to the big leagues, triple A to the big leagues. It's a tremendous amount of ability on that field when you talk about 626 of the best.
You talk about making it look so easy when you're on the mound. When is it a job? When does it work? Is it ever hard for you to pitch?
Well, I think the fun part is coming to the ballpark and seeing Dodger Stadium and the beauty and walking out on the field in the grass and feeling it in your feet. But the hard part is the grind underneath in the tunnels and in the training rooms and in the workout rooms when you're putting in your daily workouts, when you're busting and your body is hurting and you're working out and you're trying to get your stamina up and get ready to go out there and pitch. The fun day is the pitching day. The rest of it is the hard part. Okay,
let's go to the baseball park here. In your book, by the way, you take people inside the locker room. We hear some of the speeches that Tommy Lasorda gives you and the rest of the players. You take us to the mound. Let's go to the pitcher's mound here. I've always wondered, when there's this conference on the mound, it's not all serious. I know it's serious most of the time, but occasionally there's something weird happens. What is the weirdest mound meeting you've ever had with Tommy Lasorda?
Well, the weirdest mound meeting I've ever had wasn't with Tommy Lasorda, but it was with our pitching coach, Ron Peranowski, and he came out in the heat of a situation and saw that I was really overworking and really needed to relax. And to relax me, he told me to look over my left shoulder and see if my wife has come down there and if she's waving her arms. Because if she is, I'm going to take off my uniform right here and leave it on the mound, because that means we've won the Illinois lottery, and that's about $20 million, and I'm just going to leave you with my uniform, and you can deal with these guys any way you want to. And with that, he walked off the mound and left me to like a bases loaded, no out situation.
Oh, so now we know. Yeah, see, that's the kind of thing people want to hear about, and you relay those sort of things in your book. You mentioned, coming out in a pressure situation. You've got 50,000 people screaming. I mean, they're worked up to a frenzy, and they're waiting on your move to react. Don't you ever get weak knees when you're on the mound? Just get scared to death.
At times you can, but you can't allow that emotion to come in. I really concentrate on one pitch at a time and the emotional energy that I need to execute that pitch. You can really double think yourself out there in the big leagues. You can think about, oh no, if I hang this curveball, I'm a goat. If I get him out, I'm going to win. You know, there's 50,000 people in the stands. There's 2 million on TV. If you're thinking about those things, you're not thinking about getting people out. You're thinking about the wrong thing. And what I really talk about in the book is I talk about the concentration and the focus that I need to execute pitches under pressure. And that is in its simplest form, and that's just to think about pitching.
Now, speaking of pitching, we have a clip here, and we can go ahead and roll this. I think it's from either the Championship Series or the World Series. And, okay, it's the National League Championship Series, and you're facing the Mets. As I mentioned, you know, the crowd's in a frenzy and all that sort of thing. And there you are, you do well. You drop to one knee, and you thank the man up above, and here comes the rest of the team out to try their best to maul you. And here you are striking out the last Oakland player in the World Series. Now, Orel, another thing is that when you do well in baseball, you are rewarded. Let's face it, and it's no secret you make more money than a show dog can jump over. Does that add pressure, and do you feel pressure from your teammates when you do well and you're rewarded with money like that?
I don't feel pressure because of the money. I feel pressure because I want to go out there and do well and do my best. I think the money is now just part of the game, and you're rewarded for doing well, and you negotiate the contract to the best of your ability. I think the expectations change when your salary changes, but you are no different. You just have to go out there as a human being and do your best.
That's true. You shut out the Astros, hottest team in baseball last week, and you're getting ready for the Padres tonight, I believe. You feel as strong and effective as you did the end of the season last year when you pitched those 59 scoreless innings?
Well, I don't know if I'll ever feel that perfect. Everything fell into place, and you look back on it, and you have 20/20 vision, and you think, well, that was fantastic. It was destiny. It was a lot of hard work, and I'm putting that same amount of hard work into my game this year, and I'm satisfied, and I feel good about the way I've pitched and performed. Our team has struggled a little bit offensively, and we're coming around. I think we're going to have a chance to win it again, and I'm excited about the year.
Orel Hershiser, congratulations on all your success. You're a credit to baseball. This is his book called Out of the Blue, and if you're a baseball fan, it's going to be a lot of fun to read. Orel, thanks for being our guest today. Good luck in San Diego.
Thank you, Charlie.